talking about the tales that never tire. Ghosts and ghouls up in the trees, whispering secrets on the breeze. Down in the holler where shadows hide, lights flicker where the spirits glide. It's where they saw Jim, now gone, walking around with his boots still on. Unseen things in the Appalachian night, haunted fields where the moon don't lie. Cryptids howl and the stories flow. Gin and cocoa, they surely know.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Hello there. This is weird not being on live. Sorry.
Yes, well, we're gonna go live later,
I
but
know, but I'm
Well-
saying for our podcast reasons, we are used to
not a-
being live.
there's not as much pressure because I can edit, and that's nice.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just
It's
letting
new.
it be known.
It's new for you, and I know
It's new
it takes
for
you a little while to adjust to change.
Don't
It's
act
your-
like you know me.
It's your autism.
It's my tism.
So,
Can't help it.
is this the first podcast since Tennessee?
Yes.
I think so, because we were supposed to film one in Tennessee, but
And we didn't.
we just didn't. We had other things to do, and that just
Yeah.
So
And that's okay.
that was a fun time. I was very sad when it was over.
I know. I always hate leaving Tennessee.
So yeah, tonight we were going to touch on serial killers because that's kind of how we started our podcasting. It was true crime.
Yeah. Yep.
Then we realized there was such a wide array of things that we enjoy talking about, so we didn't want to just limit ourselves to that.
We
But
like talking about all kinds of messed up things, so we had
Yes.
to spread our wings a little bit.
mostly in Appalachia, but sometimes there's stories from other places. I just sent you an article the other day, and this was based, Golden State Killer, about his member.
Oh, yes, about his,
Yes,
yes, about his micro penis.
it was in Sacramento, and I just I don't know, it made me chuckle.
I think that's pretty funny that was detailed in the book. Why? I didn't read the entire article to know whether they said why it was that pertinent to the investigation? Was
Well,
that
I mean, that's
important evidence? Was
I mean,
his
that's-
micro penis tagged for evidence?
yeah, but how many people most people don't have that
Have a micro penis? I think that's probably more common than you
small
think.
one. But let me hold on.
They said it was smaller than your pinky. I saw one like that one time.
I've never seen one that small.
The only white one I've ever seen
Oh well, they're
was
not
a pinky.
they're not all.
That's why I was like, never again. No, I'm just kidding.
So it was a TMZ article. It what was it? It was the people versus the Golden State Killer. There's a big focus. It's Joseph D'Angelo and his small penis.
Yeah.
The author was
He's creepy looking.
I know. The author was writing about law enforcement obtaining circumstantial evidence to corroborate the victim testimony about D'Angelo's micropenis, and he recalls how a police photographer was instructed to take photos of D'Angelo's penis from multiple angles. Photo shoot.
Could you imagine if they were like, now turn this way?
Yeah.
Now
Oh, wait, hold on. It gets better. The DA says that the photographer, what I say it like that? The photographer got on his knees to snap D'Angelo.
Sorry, Penny. I just scared the shit out of Penny screeching like that. Oh, I'm sorry.
To snap D'Angelo's genitalia, but grew frustrated after several failed attempts. The author says a detective threw up his hands in the air in exasperation and barked over the intercom, "There's nothing there." I'm sorry, but if I was like in that courtroom during this, I'd be dying.
I'm sure everybody was.
Yeah. So the author said that D'Angelo was directed to spread his legs and pull back the foreskin.
Oh no!
And when the photographer got the money shot, it proved just how small D'Angelo's manhood was. Smaller than the circumference of a dime, and its length is equal to the tip of your pinky. That is a
all right. That is a graphic.
That is just like a manly clitoris or something. I that's not, you know what I mean? That's
I
what it sounds like.
I've definitely seen clits, not in real life, but like in porn, that is bigger than that.
Oh God.
Just saying.
So D'Angelo terrorized California in the 1970s and 80s, murdering 13 people and raping 50. Which how? I don't know.
Wait, he was a raper?
How?
Oh, he didn't punch it. Like,
I don't
what?
I don't know. He raped 50 people.
No.
I don't know how. I'm very.
Were they alive?
I don't know. I don't understand. I think so. It doesn't say he is a necrophiliac. But yeah, he raped 50 in a series of horrific crimes, but he wasn't busted until April of 2018 after being identified by crime scene DNA. He's now serving a life sentence without parole. So, I mean, he was a really crappy person. And, like, so who cares? Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're in prison for, like, murdering and being a serial killer and, like, raping people, then, like, we're allowed to make fun of you. And we're
yeah.
Sorry.
That's a very minimum.
I mean, you might think that's, like, bullying, but honestly, I don't care. Not when
you're in jail, you deserve it. I'm sorry, but I don't think people in jail even deserve
not all
90% of the shit that they get.
Yeah, a lot of people in jail like are like people that are still in jail for like marijuana. It's like insane to me.
Well, yeah, but if you're like, you know, like why do they have? Well, I mean, I know they can sneak some shit in, but like, why do they have TVs? Why do they have access to the internet? Why do they have access to phones? Why are they posting fucking TikTok?
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. Diddy just got caught drinking alcohol in his cell. He's like serving his time right now.
Like Orange is the New Black style? Was he fermenting oranges?
I don't know.
Lunch?
But he got transported. I think is he still in New York or New Jersey? I don't know. He got transported to prison to actually serve his time because he was in Brooklyn in just jail until the court date. Now he's in actual prison.
I thought he wasn't like sent to or like convicted. I mean, I know he was like
he was. I think he has
guilty of stuff.
I think it's 3 years. I think it's 3 years. But
wow,
3 years. But the time he's already been in the jail, which has been like a year or like maybe over, like that counts towards his sentence. So he'll only be in there for like a year and a half or so. But yeah,
it's fucked up.
Oh, sorry. I'm finally starting to be able to burp again, like a little bit.
Oh, were you not able to burp?
Not after surgery. I like couldn't do that. Like I used to inhale when I felt like I had to burp, and it was like, brr, you know what I mean? It was like crazy. Yeah,
because you don't have the space to breathe in the air.
Yeah. So like you're doing, but you've been 9 years. Yeah, I couldn't. I
know, but I got like problems.
I could not burp as loud as you just did, but I used to burp like could win competitions burp.
I burp a lot. You fart a lot.
I do both, but the burps just aren't loud. I do be farting a whole ton, like more so since surgery.
Yeah.
But so, all right,
Wild.
we're getting off off the top. Like, what else?
Yeah. We're too busy talking about farts.
Yes. So we were going to talk about some known.
Moiteras.
What?
I said moiteras.
Oh, I thought you. I
We're
don't know.
gonna talk about moiteras.
Yes, we're gonna try to. We tried to like research ones from the Appalachian region, and the ones that came up over and over and over again. I'm actually gonna do a TikTok. Was the Hart brothers,
Yeah.
because they were like bad dudes. This was like the late 1700s.
Gruesome, very like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
was
were.
reading up on them.
Yeah,
Way to
they were
go.
from like Kentucky, Tennessee, like that border, between there. This was late 1700s. They were horrible. They were Big Harp and Little Harp was their nicknames. They roamed Kentucky and Tennessee when the region was still wild and lawless. I heard they used to like grab people that were like traveling. They would just there was no reason for them
Yeah.
murdering. They just
They
ran.
just killed everybody.
They were so violent, like even by the frontier standards, they were like super, super violent.
Yeah.
Like
That
think like
like other people were like other criminals were afraid of these guys.
yes,
Like, that's
travelers.
how,
How bad they were. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, travelers would vanish along the wilderness road. Families would find their cabins ransacked and loved ones mutilated, which is disturbing. Witnesses described the brothers as large, filthy, and strangely cheerful during moments of brutality because they're insane.
Yeah, like they're literal psychopaths.
They're like, ha ha ha, this is fun. I'm gonna.
Yeah. They're like laughing while they're like stabbing somebody.
Yes. So Big Harp was the more violent of the two, but they were still both very violent. He was the most vicious, and he bragged about killing for pleasure. He murdered children, neighbors, victims he met only minutes before. Like, you just looked at him wrong, he's going to murder you, pretty much. He had a horrible temper. And Little Harp was calmer, but he followed along. I think it was his big brother, so, just doing whatever his brother told him to. Eventually, they were hunted down. Big Harp was caught and actually beheaded. I heard something about like they put his head on a stick or something like that.
Yeah, and put it on like the corner of
The crossroads.
whatever. Yeah, the
Yeah.
crossroads.
Little Harp actually escaped. I heard he joined another gang of bandits, but then soon was executed. Yeah, they say that they were the first to show America what true directionless cruelty looked like. So
True
bad,
what?
I don't know. They're bad dudes.
I read that they weren't actually brothers, that they were probably more like cousins.
What if they were
They were
lovers?
just,
What if they were lovers?
what if they were big gay lovers
That'd be fun.
and they were just like really pissed off all the time, and that's why they,
Because people were trying to deny their love. They were like big violent, like Brokeback Mountain.
yeah, that's what, I mean, we don't know. So there's one. Well,
I sent
it's
you
not,
that.
never mind. He's not. Yeah, you sent me the one that is, let me
It's a torso.
see. The oh wait, I already had it up. The Torso Murderer, which was what, 30 years ago. It happened in October of 1986 in Knoxville, Tennessee, where human body parts just started like popping up around the city, like in bags of like garbage bags. It like all started whenever, I don't know. I don't even think it says the guy's name here. Oh, teenager named Dwayne Montgomery found like a human torso down in a Meads quarry in South Knoxville.
Gross.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, like I thought it was a mannequin until like he got closer and there was like actual just like guts hanging out of it. And he like reported that, and then the weeks after, garbage bags of remains just started popping up.
Like, nobody's gonna notice these. I'll just release them. I'm gonna release them
Yeah.
one bag full at a time.
Yeah, nobody will ever know. Yeah, and it turned out to be the victim was they were like ended up being in like a love triangle.
Mm.
The man that died, and then the man and the woman that killed them were like, where did it say here? You can cut this part out.
Oh God.
That they took an ice pick and stuck it into the side of Johnson's head. Johnson is the man who was
Died.
murdered. Yeah, while he was asleep. But Johnson didn't awake, but he wasn't yet dead. So the guy tied a plastic bag around his head and hit him repeatedly with a hatchet.
Oh, damn.
After he was finally dead, they went around and got all the supplies they needed to, oh no, my iPad's dying,
I
to
feel like
get
that
all of the things to like chop up his body and
that
yeah, bag
that
him
does
up.
not sound like their first time.
I feel right.
Like, I'm sorry, but like if you just like manslaughter, like the heat of passion or the heat of the moment, like you're not like that vicious with your killing. Like that's just
Like, where did all that rage come from?
like I have rage, but like that's hardcore.
That's crazy.
And it's like gross. Like if that was me, like I'd be like I'd like like this is just
Yeah, I would
people.
not want to chop up a human
No,
body.
that's so gross.
That's nasty as hell. But
Ugh.
yeah, like, and then to do it as like a couple, it was like their Friday night date night.
Yes.
And they're just like, all right, honey, let's kill Jimmy. I don't know what his name was.
That's
Chop
so
him up into a bunch of pieces and then just drop him around the city for, people to
shits,
find.
shits and giggles.
Yeah.
That's so
Yep.
weird. Mm-mm. No, I don't believe that was their first time. They definitely did that
Yeah.
before. I can't. Ugh. I don't know how people
Which
do
they
that
didn't give him the death penalty. They
because they're
convicted
gonna.
him of first-degree murder.
I was about to say I thought they were gonna try to say it's like manslaughter or whatever. Because like, but I guess it was premeditated because he had all the equipment. Did she not get anything? She got nothing.
No, she did. Hang on, that's what let me scroll.
But less, I'm sure.
He died in state custody in 2000, just shy of his 50th birthday. Fritz, which was the lady's last name, got out of prison on parole in 2002, died a decade later at 69. So they're both dead. Oh,
Crazy.
that hurts.
Crazy. I just don't.
And
I don't know how people cut up bodies. Like there was a small sliver of time where I was like younger, like 18, 19, 20. I was like, oh, maybe I'd like want to be a mortician. And I mean, obviously they don't do it in a gruesome manner, but like even like having to like do anything like autopsies or you know what I mean, like having to do
yeah,
anything like that, like so gross. Like I don't
yeah.
like dead bodies. Like I don't like I've I've been the ones that were family, like I can tolerate a little bit more because like, like my grandparents or when my old friend Wendy's son passed away, like I would touch like their hands and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But like random bodies,
Well,
you know,
that's different than cutting up a body into
well, no, I'm
pieces.
just saying like body. Like I don't like any dead bodies. Like people are like, oh,
Oh, I
you like
like dead animals.
people are like you like ghosts, so you must like no, it's not just I don't want to see I'll talk to them once they're ghosts, but I want to see their dead bodies. Like I think
That's
if I saw
fair.
like, I don't know how I would act if I saw a dead body or like we were talking about in Gatlinburg, like somebody unaliving themselves. Like I don't know if like
Yeah,
so
I'm not sure how I
desensitized.
would react.
You'd scream because you scream all the time.
Well, yeah, I do because I'm easily startled.
I think I would just like cuss. I'd just be like, "What the fuck?" or something like that,
But it
like.
wouldn't actually like
But I'd be like, I'm so
scare me.
desensitized.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people are just because of life. movies.
I feel like
Without,
if I was walking through the woods and stumbled upon like a dead body or like there was a dead body in the river, like it would not. I'd be like, oh fuck, that's fucked up. And then
yeah, no, that is very different than somebody actually doing it in front of you.
yeah, if I saw somebody unalive themselves in front of me, that might,
Traumatize
yeah,
you?
that probably would not be cool.
No.
But if I just saw a dead body chilling somewhere, yeah, it wouldn't bother
Just
me.
propped up like, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so another serial killer or killer that because we're not just doing serial killers, we're doing murderers. Thomas Dillon. This was in Ohio, in the Appalachian parts of Ohio, which a lot of people don't realize. Yes, there are Appalachian parts of Ohio. Um, so the guy was Thomas Dillon. He was like very much like, what's that real charismatic serial killer? Ted Bundy. He was like very like a normal person. He had a wife. He had a government job. He seemed mild. You know, folks
Hmm.
knew him, described him as the type you wouldn't look at twice. Whereas Ted Bundy was supposed to be attractive. I don't see it, but like maybe by like 1980s standards, he's attractive.
Yeah.
But he hunted people like they were deer. His victims were often outdoorsmen and fishermen along quiet creeks, hunters, hikers, people he would just find in the woods. He would just prey on those people. He would wait until they were completely unaware. He had a rifle and he would pull the trigger. So he just kill them from afar. They didn't know it was coming. He later admitted he killed simply because he enjoyed watching people die. No rage, no motive, just cold curiosity, which is actually scarier, I think, than rage. Um,
Yeah.
it took years to catch him because the murders were random. They weren't like, they didn't, what's I would say, mesh together. There was no pattern. Um,
Yeah.
the locations were remote. There were no witnesses, like I said, hunters, people like that, hikers. He talked too much, though. He bragged about animal killings and arson. He slipped up around an old friend, and that friend ended up reporting him. His reign of terror,
Good.
yes, his reign of terror ended with a life sentence. But folks in Appalachian, Ohio still talk about him because he broke one of the region's deepest rules. The woods should be a refuge, and Dillon turned them into a hunting ground. So you'd report me if I was murdering people?
I mean, depends who you were murdering. If you were like all Dexter about it and you were just
Yeah.
taking out fuckwads, then no, I'll be like, let me help you clean this up. If you're just out there murdering innocent people, I think I'd probably have to tell somebody about it. How'd it
All right.
go?
Do you have any more you want to talk about? I have one more I
Uh,
want to talk
oh, all right, go ahead.
about. Okay. So one that I have done a TikTok about before, just because he was in Moundsville State Penitentiary, West Virginia Penitentiary, was
Uh-huh.
Harry Powers, which I know a lot of people consider like one of the first serial killers in West Virginia history. Um, this was like 1920 to 1931 in Quiet Dell, West Virginia. He's one of those killers who feels like he stepped straight out of a gothic Appalachian ghost story. Uh, he lived in Quiet Dell, a tiny peaceful community outside of Clarksburg, West Virginia. They knew him as a quiet man, soft manners, and a mysterious past. So just like a friendly, quiet guy. No one suspected that beneath that polite exterior was one of the most cold-blooded predators the region ever produced. Um, so Powers ran romance scams long before the internet ever existed. He used Lonely Hearts advertisements in newspapers to target widows and single mothers. Women wrote him long, hopeful letters. They mailed him photographs. They told him about their savings and their worries and the future they dreamed of building with the right man. And, he was like out for their money, pretty much. He responded with charm. He promised devotion, security, and a fresh start in the mountains. These women packed their lives into suitcases and traveled across state lines to meet him, believing they were stepping into the next chapter of love. They thought they found the right man. And once they arrived, they simply vanished. So, what made Powers truly terrifying was the level of planning he put into his crime. So this was definitely premeditated. Behind his home in Quiet Dell stood a small, lonely garage. Neighbors thought he used it as a workshop or a storage shed. They had no idea he had transformed it into a killing space. When police finally investigated, they found secret rooms behind false walls. There was dirt-covered flooring stained with old blood, ropes hung from beams, a furnace sat in one corner, and the air was said to be very heavy with the sour smell of death. They believe that he tortured his victims there before killing them. He murdered at least 5 confirmed victims, and his youngest victim was only a child. So it wasn't just women he was taking out, and was taking out children too. He was finally caught after the disappearance of Asta Etcher, a widow from Illinois, and her 3 children. She had written powers under the name Cornelius O. Pearson. That was one of his aliases. That was one of the many he used. And when her family raised alarms, detectives followed the money trail straight to Quiet Dell. What they found on Powers' property stunned the entire nation. Bodies were buried in shallow graves. Some were wrapped in burlap. Others showed signs of strangulation. The murders were so brutal that sheriffs turned away newspaper photographers to keep them from becoming spectators. It was just so bad. Reminds me of a lot of like Gacy. Gacy bearing all those people. The story exploded in national news. For weeks, Quiet Dell was overrun with journalists, gawkers, and grieving families who feared their loved ones might be buried on his land. Harry Powers' trial was held in Clarksburg and felt more like a public reckoning. Crowds filled the courtroom and more waited outside, hoping for a glimpse of the killer who had hidden among them. He showed almost no emotion. He sat calmly, he spoke softly, and never once broke into remorse. He was convicted and sentenced to hang. On March 18th, 1932, he was executed at the West Virginia Penitentiary in Moundsville. Yeah.
So wait, he was taking out personal ads 100 years ago?
Yeah, they were called like Lonely Hearts, or what's it called? Did I say Lonely Hearts?
Something like that. But was it like in a newspaper? Or what did they have back then?
Yeah, I think they did. Hold on.
That is crazy.
Yeah. But life isn't like even if you look at old photographs of people from like 100 years ago, like people aren't really that different from times change, like fads and trends, but Lonely Hearts ads have been around since the 1800s, long before dating apps. Yeah. Newspapers all over the United States had personal or matrimonial sections where people are looking for companionship, marriage, or financial security. And back in the early 1900s, these ads were extremely common, especially for widows and single mothers trying to rebuild their lives. And that's exactly how Harry Powers and several other types found their victims. Vulnerable women who responded by mail, and they would send pictures and share personal information. Sometimes they'd send money because they thought this was their future husband. So yeah, it was very popular back then. It was like the OG Tinder of the early 20th century.
Been running these scams forever.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with men?
I don't know.
Like, there's no women serial killers in history that did that shit.
I saw they have a realistic example of what one of them would have sounded like. Widow, 38, respectable and in good health, desires correspondence with a gentleman of similar age. Must be steady, employed, and of a kindly disposition. Object, matrimony. All letters answered with sincerity. Please send photograph. Or gentleman farmer, 45. Owner of a good property, wishes to meet a lady of refinement to share a peaceful country home. I prefer a widow or woman, small meat.
Are you frozen?
Only sincere men reply. So she's like, no.
You were for a second.
That's weird. But yeah, so she's like, I don't want any fuckboys. All right, so we're going to end this episode. We're going to go on TikTok live soon. So
yeah,
we'll catch you guys soon. Yeah,
yes,
we're We're gonna pre-record stuff, so we'll make a schedule that we need to film a few at a time because we both like won't feel like doing it sometimes when we're supposed to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Here's my feet.
What?
You're like, yeah, we should have used our feet.
Yeah. But what were we even talking about?
I don't know. Traffic. Okay.
Okay, bye. See you on TikTok.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Jen and Coco sit by the fire, talking about the tales that never tire. Ghosts and ghouls up in the trees, whispering secrets on the breeze. Down in the holler where shadows hide, lights flicker where the spirits glide. They swear they saw Jim, now gone, walking around with his boots still on. Unseen things in the Appalachian night, haunted fields where the moon don't lie. Cryptids howl and the stories flow. Jen and Coco, they surely